Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna be talking today. Make sure you got some hydration going on. I hope my microphone check 1 2 1 2. That way I'm not recording and I don't know what's going on. Y'all like, look, we can't even hear her. What's she talking about? I'm trying to break the ice here. By the way, this lippy. Can we just appreciate this lippy, right? This is NYX Butter Gloss. Just admire this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Caramelt. NYX dropped like 1 2 3 4 I don't know 5 new lippies, and girl, I just can't get enough. So I'm sure you saw the title of this video. I haven't seen the title of this video because I don't even know what I'm gonna name it. When y'all see the title of this video, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. Interesting, you know, I love to do these ExJW conversations. I like to talk a lot about the issue of child abuse and so on and so forth, and speaking out against the organization, all that good jazz. One of the ExJW YouTuber brought up a good conversation. He said, how come United States doesn't, how come we don't have an organization that will investigate, you know, child sexual abuse within the Jehovah's Witness organization? And I said, yeah, that's actually a good question. He said something like Me Too. I'm a little bit probably all over the place with this. Let's focus on like Me Too and how it could or could not relate to the Jehovah's Witness organization. Let's see if the Me Too movement would be of some help, of some benefit, of something to help the problem with child sex abuse within the Jehovah's Witness organization, or why Me Too has not even uttered a word about the child, about something like that. I mean, let's focus on what Me Too is. Me Too is, and I'm going to give you the textbook definition because I got my phone right here. Okay, let's see what Me Too is. Me Too is a movement started by...
My name is Tarana Bird, and I'm the founder of the Me Too movement.
Let's just let it go.
We founded Me Too over a decade ago to support young women of color in the community we live who are survivors of sexual violence.
Okay, so right there, if you heard what she said that Me Too is a movement that supports women of color or young women of color as it pertains to sexual violence, something like that in that nature, she says. So right then and there, we're talking about black women, young black girls who are survivors of sexual abuse. So that probably, because that's so nichifying, like that literally like really like narrows it down to who Me Too movement actually is. And that being said, how that will relate to Jehovah's Witness child sexual abuse, well, you know, it's a black women, you know what I mean? Child sexual abuse within the Jehovah's Witness organization is literally a massive problem. Okay, not only is it and as it will relate to Me Too also is more like, the way I understand Me Too is it's basically a safe space. It is basically an emphatic or a very empathetic movement to anybody who has suffered sexual violence. Like, it's very broad. Me Too, in my opinion, is extremely broad, because it's, while she did say it's black women or whatever, it has turned into something a lot bigger than just black women. Hence Harvey Weinstein, hence Bill Cosby, which Bill Cosby's type seemed to be white women. Harvey Weinstein seemed to be all women. And it just seemed like to me that Me Too, the Me Too movement has kind of lost its way. It's like a big broad type of movement, and then now it's also very controversial, and honestly that just would not be. I don't think that Me Too would even dare target the Jehovah's Witness organization, and the reason that would be, the strongest reason I feel like, is because that's just not who Me Too stands for. That's not Me Too's mission. Me Too is not going after, or Me Too's goal is not getting to the root of the problem. Me Too's goal is not trying to target the people responsible for these predators. They don't seem like that. Like I said, Me Too, in my opinion, is very broad. Me Too is not going to want to go after the Jehovah's Witness organization because, one, Me Too is not an organization. Okay, Me Too is a movement to provide support and help to sexual abuse survivors. It's not necessarily an organization that can actually investigate the Jehovah's Witness organization. We have DCCP. And I'm not saying that DCCP is not, Department of Child Protective Services is not doing what they're supposed to do. I want to say that we need a subsect of DCCP. We would need a subsect that pretty much specifically goes after child abuse allegations within religious institutions. And then you're going to have the problem of church versus state. You're going to have that issue come into play. Church such as the Jehovah's Witness organization immediately is going to throw their defense mechanisms up. They're not going to even focus on the fact that Metoo would be coming for them, or an organization is coming for them because of protecting children. They're going to say this is now persecution against our religion. We see it happening right now in Russia. Okay, Russia basically deemed the Jehovah's Witness organization as terrorists, basically saying they inflict psychological violence on their members and their ex-members with their disfellowshipping policy, with their no blood law, and with their mishandling of child abuse mishandling. You're just talking about it's basically sort of a crime being committed. And if you're going to say that, well, you need victims and evidence, and this is why we have this database situation where the Watchtower has a database with the evidence of all these allegations in there, and for the government to actually get their hands on that, we don't even know. We don't even know if they have plans to destroy that, because they don't want that kind of heat, and they don't want to have to do no time. And it's just it's a big issue. It would take something bigger. It would have to be something with the government. And we all know that the Jehovah's Witnesses are very aware of the spotlight being on them for this. It's been on them for years, because they have that 2-witness rule, and they know that that's what makes them basically a pedophile's paradise, because it just basically tells pedophiles and rapists, hey, we got this 2-witness rule that as long as nobody was there, yet there's no crime that was done. So to find an organization or organizations to handle specifically child sex abuse, very, very, very interesting to know who that will be and if that will ever come about. Like I said, we definitely need something like the Australian Royal Commission to look into. We would need something like that. Not our DCCP, not Department of Child Protection. That's probably not enough, because that's our government. It would have to be something else. And that's what's making it difficult, because then it's going to make it look like, wow, you're going after religion now. You're going after religion, which means you're going to the root cause of why this is happening in the first place. You digging in. Okay, you digging too deep. It's raining outside. It's a hurricane outside. It's a mess outside, y'all. So I'm sorry for this noise. I'm really sorry. But anyway, Metoo is not trying to... They said that they're trying to eradicate sexual violence. But how are you going to eradicate it if you're not getting to the root cause of why sexual violence is happening in the first place? Basically, the way I see it, all we're doing right now is just having conversations, but we're not getting to the root. We're not getting to the culprit. We're not getting to the cause. We're not getting that far. We're just getting into, the survivor aspect of it. It happened to you. Nobody's questioning. We don't know if the person was brought to justice, but we're just here for you. We're here, we hear you, and basically like Tawana said, we hear you and we believe you. Me too. So that's why Me Too probably just would not be the organization. Like I said, they're not even really an organization. They're basically a movement. Okay, they're not going to go after somebody like Watchtower, because Watchtower is going to turn around and then probably sue Me Too movement, stating that you are defaming us, you're pointing a finger at us, you don't have any proof of these allegations, you're basically defaming our organization's name, you're basically persecuting us. And they're going to turn it into something far bigger than what it act. They're gonna turn it into something. They'll find a way to flip it on something like Metoo and say, hey, now you singling us out. You know, they have a great way of doing that. They have a great way of flipping it where the focus doesn't even become about child abuse. Now it's going to be about you guys are coming for us because we're the one true religion, and y'all just want to persecute us now. And they're going to play the victim in the name of religion. So you always got to think that entire that religious aspect of it is what will deter a movement like Me Too from even dare talking about child sexual abuse in any religious organization, let alone the Jehovah's Witness organization, because they don't want that. The Jehovah's Witnesses will just turn right around and sue. This is another reason why you don't see any celebrities speaking out about child sexual abuse in the Jehovah's Witness organization. You don't see that. Okay? You see Leah Remini. She's about the only one I know going after Scientology, and she's not even going after child sexual abuse. She's actually just going after them, how they treat people, how they are pretty much all about money, and how they shun people. Their shunning is pretty bad, calling people suppressive persons. I mean, the Jehovah's Witness organization, their issue with child sex abuse is really big, and is really, really big because of their two-witness rule.
The scriptures are very clear. Before a judicial committee can be convened, there has to be a confession or two witnesses.
This rule and policy that they really refuse to change. And
so we will never change our scriptural position on that subject.
And they silence their victims by disfellowshipping them and threatening them that you'll never speak to your family again if you ever speak about this. So there you have the victims being silenced, not being able to speak out because they don't want to risk losing their families. That's the disfellowshipping policy. So I got those two things that are keeping their victims silent. Whether they're in the organization, and some of them, even when they leave, they don't murmur a word. So in order for some justice to be served or something to be done, the more it's exactly what we're doing right now. Speaking, you got to speak out. All the victims got to come out. You know what I mean? And we will watch this unfold. We will watch this crumble. We will watch this organization. The best thing you can do is live your best life and speak your truth, because no one can take that from you. You know, they can call you all kinds of names, all kinds of apostate lies, whatever. But you know what? People are listening. And people are not joining. And that's the goal, to make sure people don't join. Do not join. It's dangerous. And that's pretty much all you can do. And whatever members are in there, they're just going to phase out. And you're not going to really hear too much about it. Because I can't see the Jehovah's Witness organization actually admitting to any crimes. The government, like I said, will have to just come in and bust them. They'd have to get their hands on that database, and they'd have to start locking up governing body members. That's what they would have to start doing. And this is probably why we're all watching. All the whole entire ExJW community. We all watching. Because we all want to see what's going to happen. This is going to be real interesting. This is going to be real interesting. Anyway, that's my thoughts as far as Me Too versus the Jehovah's Witness organization, and why we'll probably never see something like Me Too actually shed some light or exploit or expose or investigate the Jehovah's Witness organization, period. You're not going to see that, because Me Too don't want that heat. They don't want the Jehovah's Witness organization coming after them. And like I said, Me Too has already grown to sort of a controversial topic. I mean, like I said, it started off as black girls, but it don't look like that's where it's at. It's somewhere else. It done grew some big. It done went somewhere else. I don't even know where it's at this point. I really don't. So all in all, basically what I've come up with, child sexual abuse is a crime. It is criminal. The Jehovah's Witness organization does not believe in criminality. Here is our problem. Now, the only institution that would be able to take them out would be someone like the feds, the FBI. They would be the ones that has to investigate something like that. And to be quite honest with you, it's going to be really, really hard because of separation of church and state. That's what the Jehovah's Witnesses are pretty much leaning on. This is where it comes down to. They're not relinquishing anything. They're not going to relinquish anything to the government because they don't feel they have to, because of the separation of church and state. There right there lies the problem. So it's going to be interesting to see where all this goes. We too busy focused on R. Kelly right about now. We ain't worried about no Jehovah's Witness. We talking about R. Kelly, you know, and all the black girls that he decide he want to touch. That's what we focus on. We ain't focused on no major religious organization providing a pedophile's paradise. We ain't worried about that. I just had to throw that back in there because yeah, we would need something like the FBI. We're talking about criminal. We're talking about criminal allegations here. We ain't talking about survivors. We're talking about who is responsible. Who is responsible for this? Who's in charge? Who's providing the playground? Who's providing that paradise? Yeah, we're gonna have to. That's where we at. I mean, that's where it's coming down to. Somebody gonna do some time. It's gonna be interesting to see who it is. Anyway, that's as far as I got. That's all I got for now, because, you know, if they really want to get, the government really want to get to the bottom of this, they can get to the bottom of this. Okay, they can get to the bottom of this. It's just a matter of when. And I can tell you, it ain't gonna be no Me Too. It's gonna have to be feds. And it's gonna be real interesting to see. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Like this video, comment, subscribe. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you for anyone who comments. Everybody, good and bad. This was a pretty good topic. I'm glad I actually talked about it. Man, I am dehydrated, so let me give you a little sip of something right here. But this is why we have these conversations, so that we can kind of put our heads together and like, yeah, how come we don't got something like Me Too for the Jehovah's Witness, for the ex-Jehovah's Witness children? How come we don't got something like the Australian Royal Commission, where we make these organizations pay for hurting people? We on our way. You know, United States is a big country, and we got big fish to fry. And let me tell you something, sadly, children are low on the totem pole. Black women are very low on the totem pole. Okay? Let alone little Jehovah's Witness children. Okay, we need to ask ourselves, what does this country, what do we care about? Because that's where we at. What do we really care about? What does this country really care about? Do we really care about our children? Do we really care about black women? Anyway, I'm just going off on a tangent. I could sit here all day and talk about this, but I'm not. Make sure you like this video, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and drop a comment down below. And I will see you all in another video. Bye guys.